The nature of the inner journey can be indicated in different ways. Even though all the indications, howsoever profound and deep it can be, it is only an indication and not contain the whole truth of it. But it is very valuable that we become in this way aware what it is all about, which the direction is. Why is it so significant in human life that we deliberately, decisively take an initiative to quest, to encounter, and to get familiar with the depths and dignity of our true self. One can say it is an expansion of the consciousness, what is the orientation. At first, we are starting with a certain kind of preoccupation with ourselves in the narrow level, being with the body, being with the personality, and all that what it contains, what we are, what we like, what we don't like. And this is the starting point. This is part of the conditioned state. But as one realizes that this is not the whole truth, this is not enough if we just go on repeating the same way of projecting and categorizing, that it is not the truth, it is requiring a deeper inquiry. Then we start recognizing many things, how our each step in life is also having its implications in the surroundings, how it is creating waves. The more our attention comes into the nature of this interconnectedness of our reality, the more we recognize that we also have a responsibility towards ourselves and towards each other, towards life. That we can manifest something very beautiful and creative which can be liberating, which can make us more fulfilled and be free. But we can also go with what is there in us in such a way that it becomes an entanglement. It becomes a blockage, becomes a stagnation. Of course, such an approach will not be fulfilling to us, and that is a signal from life that you need to confront, you need to look, you need to consider. But not everybody takes these signals as a signal and consider and question the whole thing. Often it is a fight against the signal itself, the fight against the symptom itself, what is taking place. So rather than getting the clue from these signals that there is something to be considered deeply, something to be understood more carefully, something to be learned, if we only try to shut up these signals, put away these reminders which apparently look like uncomforting, difficult, problematic, then we are moving in the wrong direction. Then we are not allowing it to become an expansion of our awareness, but we get limited. It is like when you feel nervous, when you feel uncomfortable, when you feel something is hurting and something is apparently problematic. Rather than looking what it is, from where it comes, what you need to understand, what you need to take care. If you just take only a tablet and suppress the sensibility, just like when somebody feels a little headache, rather than looking from where this headache is coming, what is the factor behind it. If you just take a tablet which prevents this sensation being felt so that you feel apparently relieved, but we have not got the message. We have not taken the initiative to understand it. So when you approach life in the right way, it is an expansion into the realization that we don't exist in a deeper sense separately from the whole. We are deeply interconnected. We are in a reality which is very mystically, very secretively, very deeply interwoven. And as you become aware of it in a experiential way, then you also see that you are being supported in innumerable ways. That our fear, our feeling of loneliness, or feeling of being separate from everything is not the right understanding, that in a deeper perception we can see this interplay, and we can also see what is our part, what we can do, how we can answer to this, what life is showing. So it is this expansion of the awareness process, the recognition which happens through that, what it is when we put it in a simple way. Of course, it has many dimensions about it. But in a simple observation, you can see that it is awakening to that what you truly am, and recognizing the blessing, recognizing that you are not just this body, you are not just this personality, and your life is not just this apparent life, what is there. It is more. So as your recognition becomes in this way revealing of many other aspects around it, then you also see that it is very deeply unburdening oneself of all the unnecessary anxiety and worries in which we otherwise get caught when we are imagining that we are just this personality, we are just this body, and we have to go on being always on the guard and be in a fighting position. That is why a deepening of the awareness indirectly brings about a very deeply fulfilling and clearing development in our life. So when we are sitting, we are not trying to do anything particular to achieve or manage something. It is simply giving ourselves the room, the space, the remembrance to look without interpreting and labeling everything into the usual boxes and thereby limiting our perception. But being with it all in such a way that you can see not only the obvious but also the hidden, the undercurrent, the deeper aspects which life is revealing to us. Even though life has made many things so visible and transparent, we are often not perceiving it because we are so preoccupied with our own petty things without considering that we need to look deeper. So when we sit, we are not trying to force anything, manage anything. We are just being in a wakeful, non-interfering, gentle way of being with all what is, without taking sides, without identifying with it. And this is enabling us to deepen our perception. Everything else is a natural development in a healthy, creative, fulfilling direction. You can say it is a movement from a state of slumberness, intoxication, into a state of wakefulness, into a state of seeing and realizing the splendor and the wonder of this whole life process, of which we are just an inseparable part. So when we sit now, remember, staying with closed eyes, be with this mirror-like quality of presence, and with this remembrance we sit the next hour.